Checking the box scores. Yeah, I like having my stats up so we can talk Knicks. Went to a bar. Not gonna lie. By the end of the game, I was feeling good, man. I was a little. If I saw some things that didn't really happen, you just call me out on it because I was.
What were you? Yeah. Is that telling me you were having a drink or two out there?
Yes, that's what I was saying.
So yeah. What are we drinking?
I was getting into this game. I mean, it was a beautiful. Overall, I'm all positive for the most part. I mean, there's also, one negative that I'm sure.
Also, preface that you live in Detroit, so that's why being in the bar was probably kind of interesting, I guess.
Yeah,
or did they not care?
So it was interesting because mostly I saw one guy wearing a Pistons t-shirt. Everyone else had Lion stuff on for the draft.
Medlin? Was he out there?
Yeah. So I didn't know the guy, but most people were wearing Lion stuff, but still really watching the Pistons game, not really watching the draft, which I thought was. I think this is a lot about the city. This is more of a Lions town.
Yeah, the Lions don't have a pick, or no one cares what their pick is going to be. But
so
Detroit basketball.
But that was interesting. A lot of screaming and yelling from these Lions fans.
You want that bar atmosphere, you know?
Yeah, I decided not to go to the game. I was back and forth on it, but I was happy I went to the bar. It felt good. I got to watch the game. They had the audio on as well. At halftime we switched bars, some outdoor seating because it was a beautiful day, beautiful night, and it was. Listen, couldn't have asked for more coming out of that game 2 of just like all the people complaining about Brunson, this and that. Oh, he's a flopper. It's like the true Knicks at least came out and played ball the way we've seen them play all year, and that made me happy.
That's what I'm wondering about with these Pistons fans is like, why is Jalen Brunson your villain all of a sudden? Like,
yeah,
in the very beginning of the game, they're yelling. They're I won't repeat the chant, but we all know what they said in the crowd, and it's like, why? He hasn't done anything to you.
They hate the flopping. They hated the flopping in game 2.
I mean,
that's why.
I mean, yeah, we don't love it, but that's not a reason to hate them. They have to latch onto something, but
yeah,
I tried, and we saw it. It's like, yeah, this is just gonna fuel his fire. And what does he do? He goes out and drops another 30. So
yep.
Keep booing him.
I tried to explain to some of my Piston fan friends that like what he did in game 2 was more out of frustration. That's how he was expressing his frustration of not getting foul calls by doing what he does sometimes. Like, I'll admit he flails around. I think the hair also is part of it. It's like a little, it acts, a little adds to it, but like that's not Brunson's identity. And this just tells me that you don't watch a lot of basketball and you haven't seen Brunson play. So I get you're wrong, but to fuel this hatred towards him. And what does he do? Wasn't a lot of flailing last night. He came out and in the fourth quarter, those 2 big buckets. I mean, Captain Clutch comes through and just seals the deal. I mean, that's what he does.
And we were, when I was watching it, yes, like you said, Jalen I wouldn't say he's known for flopping, but he knows how to game the refs. But a lot of the time it's you not knowing the rules, and they run into him, or he kind of gets them to move, and that's part of the game. It happens.
Right.
We don't always love it, but it's not as bad as like Trae Young and like there's a lot of other guys that do it.
Yeah.
But if you want to find a reason to hate him, hate on him. If that means he's gonna go out there and give us 30, sure, why not? We'll take it. And you know what kind of gets? I guess I'm grinding some gears here, but the fact that like everybody is saying that Cade is the best player in this series. He's the best player on the floor. It's like, what has he done? And it's but look, Brunson is over 30 every game so far. The team is up 2-1. Cade, he comes and goes, and he's gonna get his. They basically cancel each other out. That's what we were saying the other day. Is that you have those two? Those are your 1 and 2 guys on each team. But then who has the better players down the roster? And
do you want to get this thing started?
I don't know. Just a little fodder before, but we can dissect the game.
Before we get it, where were you watching the game? Were you just at home? You were at
Yeah, I
home.
was
Okay,
on the
I'm just,
couch.
I'm just checking.
I ordered some B dubs, and
Oh, that's what.
I
What
said
are
I
B
had
Dubs? Ooh.
6 boneless, 6 bone-in Asian
Is it
zing.
now? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. B Dubs actually doesn't have bad wings. Going to B Dubs now is just the worst experience
Yeah, I haven't
ever.
gone to a B dubs
Yeah,
in a
it's
while, but
awful. But their wings are not bad. Did you order the B Dubs because you're new to Austin and don't really know, like, you don't have a wing spot yet, and that's why you went B Dubs, or are
no, it's
you
because you know me. If I've had a meal and if you've gotten a win, I'm gonna stick with it until we don't.
okay? Okay.
So a couple playoffs ago, I think that's when the first time I did it was against Cleveland. And I ordered some wings. Uh, but I also just wanted some wings, And B Dubs, I wanted the Asian zing, so I went
Asians.
for it.
Everyone love. I'm not that big on the Asians. It's good, but yeah.
Yeah, I need a little flavor,
Yeah. A
It's
lot of people
like
love.
the
Hey, people
regular
love it.
regular buffalo. It's okay
It's
sometimes,
me.
but their fries are underrated. I don't know what it is. Something about them. I'm
B
just
Dubs
like
fries.
they're not bad. Pretty good.
Yeah, dude.
Shoestring. I only get
Shoot.
carrots. I'm
Yeah.
not a celery guy, not a blue cheese or a ranch guy.
Oh man, you're
So I'm
speaking
just
my
going
language,
in.
man.
I'm just going in. I went 6 boneless. Yeah, 6 boneless, 6 bone-in. Happy
Ooh,
camper.
that's
And
interesting.
now they got a deal. They had a deal for like $20 or like $16. You get 20 wings or something. They got a lot of
What?
online deals. I didn't see it, but
Whoa.
I'm like, where did this go? B Dubs
Yeah.
is
B.
maybe floundering. We'll see. But
Um.
yeah, that's why I was just at home, back from New York, and had the AC on. Nice night.
Well.
And I was good to go.
Love
But
to
we can get
hear
it
it. Well,
fired
you're
up.
gonna have to get
Yeah,
B
we can get it
Dubs now,
fired up.
game 4 too.
It's an
Why
earlier
don't
game,
we
though. I don't know.
let's get into it. I mean, I'm mostly positive, a little. I mean, I got some gripes, so always not going to come in here without some complaints. But let's get into it. Hello and welcome to the Let's Talk Knicks podcast, where we're talking New York Knicks basketball. I am Jason Talbot, and with me, of course, my dear friend Marcus Chinqui. Marcus, how we doing? How we feeling? How we feeling, Knicks, right now?
We're feeling. I think we're feeling good. It was a chaotic last couple of days, floundering after game 2, and everyone was ready to jump out the window. But that's what we do. We're an extreme fan base. But the thing was, I feel like the issue everyone was saying, and we said this in a post yesterday. The thing that everyone was saying the same things. We all
Mhm.
saw what needed to be done, what needed to be corrected. You heard
Yeah.
the players say it to a degree. They were aware of it too, and I think we came out in this game and we saw they heard everything. They knew everything that needed to be fixed, and for the most part, they did it. And not to pat myself on the back, but basically said yesterday, here's what they need to do,
Yeah.
and keys to victory, and they hit all of them.
Yeah.
And the
It kind of
only
makes you
question
wonder
mark
what.
was,
Go ahead.
no,
I was gonna say it makes
no,
you
go ahead.
wonder what happened in game 2. Like, it was the most bizarre game. Like, all the Pistons fan, we were talking earlier about like Jalen Brunson and we hate this guy now. And it was like, as Knick fans, game 2 was so bizarre. It was just like, what are you guys doing? And then they come out right out of the gates, game 3, moving the ball around. When OG and Mikal Bridges are performing 20 and 22 points, the Knicks always win. They win these games all the time when those guys, because Cat, now, given that, I don't know, again, what happened game 2, but as usual, Jalen and Cat deliver, but then you also get OG and Mikal production, and it's like they win the game. Now, I have some negatives about the bench, and we'll talk a little bit about Mitch, and there's some things, I wasn't crazy about, but let's just get one thing straight. The Knicks won by 2. The Knicks didn't really win by 2. Like, the Knicks won this game. I mean, it's not, you look at the score and you think, wow, close game. And I'm watching this game, I'm like, not really, man. I mean, Timmy Jr. was hitting some all of a sudden they kept coming back, but it was like, this was Knicks all the way, start to finish. And the Pistons scared maybe some Knicks fans a little bit, but I still felt really good all game that, like, the way
If
they're
we
moving
had
the ball,
lost,
I don't see them losing this game all the way through. My confidence level was at full 100%. Knicks are going to close this out.
if we had lost this game because of how crazy that ending was,
Dude, I don't
I
even.
it I was like, man, somebody's gonna blow up Adam Silver's office. Like it
Yeah.
was
I'm,
insane for them to give them an extra possession because someone slips their hand. It's like,
they should have redone the free
really?
throw. There's
That's
got
what
to
I
be
thought they were gonna
rules.
do, was you
Yeah.
just redo the free throw, because there's no way that they could just be like, oh, bad whistle, imminent possession goes to Detroit. They get a whole new they get a new
Yeah.
possession. Thank God Jalen Duren doesn't know how to make a pass and they just
That,
threw it out of bounds. But
and that
still,
plus the whining of the so-called backcourt, like you know what? Shut up. Just get. You know, you want to complain. Knicks fans complaining about fouls when you get 20 more free throws, and now you got like get at. You lost that game. You got your butt kicked. The whole Knicks starting lineup came up. Jalen Brunson, we were saying before, Captain Clutch, hitting those big buckets, just flying by people. The best conditioned team in the NBA. This is where I praise Thibs. Like
did
that
you see?
conditioning
You
is
saw his
showing up.
quote.
Like
You saw his quote in
yeah,
the interview. He's
in
like,
the yeah, I was
they,
gonna. I pulled it up.
like I said, they see it. They know what everyone's saying. The
And,
minutes police
and
were out there.
and even
But
the
hey,
Knicks in the fourth
yeah.
quarter of game one. Dude, the fourth quarter of game one, the Knicks go on that run. Game two, the Knicks come back. Josh Hart, you get that foul call, that and one. The Knicks could have walked away with another victory with the way they closed in the fourth quarter. And even though they got outscored 33-25 in the fourth, the Knicks still, Jalen Brunson, like hitting big buckets at the end. I mean, this is where I praise Thibs. I am going to give a little Thibs. I just don't understand still. I don't know when we want to get into that. I want to like still any more positives. Let's stay on the positives right now. Were there any other positives that you, other than also free throw shooting, 26 of 29? Ooh, just makes me feel good inside when you're
I
you're
mean, we
hitting free
knew
throws.
they were going to miss one because the announcer jinx. They were trying, they were trying to do that.
Yeah, so
Oh,
really
they've hit 10
26
in
to
a row,
28.
9 in a row.
Yeah,
And like, but
you shoot 90% from the free throw line, you're gonna win
that's how you
games.
win. That's how you win games. Is you got to hit the free throw. We've been saying that for years. But, I think you got to give the kudos to Cat. They tried to look like they're tough guys out there with like Paul Reed getting into it with Mitch, and you're like, these guys they're not anything. Like
Yeah,
my new favorite clip is gonna be just him and Mitch walking off. Just
everyone.
don't
Yeah,
worry don't
I
worry
mean,
about them, man. They're nothing.
you know, that's the only way we can get more Cat and Mitch just walking together versus actually being on the floor together.
But it was like, so Cat was the highlight. I called it the OG. I had the OG put it on just because he showed up again. Mikhail, you wonder sometimes just like what is going on, but he hit shots when we needed him to. You just got, like you said, 20 from him and from OG in the game. That's
W,
all you
lock
really
it
need,
in.
you know?
Yeah,
You need the supporting cast to show up. Josh Hart was doing what Josh Hart does. Didn't score a lot of points with rebounds and assists. And, keys to victory.
am I
It's a
wrong for
full
saying
team.
this too? There's still something about Mikal Bridges that like the guy's got the talent to be so much better when it comes to his decision making on the court, where we all see it. Play in that mid range more and go to the basket more. If you do those two things, you will just be a better player. And the Knicks need that. That's like what we need because, I mean, we love watching OG go to the basket and you have some good laughs and it works sometimes, it doesn't. But like, Mikal going to the basket strong, like he's with those long arms, like it's beautiful. And he still takes those pull up threes sometimes, and he just he pulls.
I don't think we have won a single game where Mikhail does the pull up three in the fourth
Yeah,
quarter, and then momentum's just gone as soon as he
yeah.
misses it. It's so frustrating. But
I
he hit,
just
he hit a big one yesterday. Not a transition, just a spot up three, knocked it down, extended the lead. That's all we really needed. Yeah, and I
yeah,
just don't want to see. You're running to the basket. Just either take the pull up two, or just go to the basket
yeah.
and lay it up. It's like I don't know what you're
It,
hesitating for.
it's such a strong
But
part of his game. I mean, even 3 free throws. Like, I want more from Mikal. Like, be physical. I don't know. It's certainly not a
I want
confidence
more.
issue. Like, as a person, how he every time he hits a shot, it's like, oh my god, like what an accomplishment. Um, but yeah, I can't even do it. I don't know what it is.
I
Nobody
don't know
knows
what it
what's
is.
actually happening. um, and then on the other end, I just want to make one more thing. I want to comment on the Pistons because I got to watch the game with a Pistons fan, and I'm a big Knick fan, man, but I'm also a big basketball fan. And I just want to throw some coaching I always like throwing like basketball. My take on the game of basketball. The Detroit Pistons, guys like Thompson, Asor Thompson, if you pronounce his name that way correctly, I believe I am, and Duran, and we have guys who Mitch do the same thing where it's like they commit such dumb fouls. As a basketball fan, I'm like, you guys throwing your hands up like you've never committed a foul. You're bumping guys with your ass left and right. These dumb, yes, they're ticky tack fouls, but it's not.
It's
This
not
is
like it's
where I'm
not a
actually giving the
foul.
ref some credit. Like, it's a dumb foul on your part. I mean, it was happening in game 2 where like he has his arms out running up the floor with Jalen Brunson. And it's like, yo, Jalen's hooking me, running into me. Like, dude, you can't run with the guy with your arms out. You have to use your feet. It's like, this is the thing that drives me nuts with Mitch and Towns, the dumb fouls like that, where I'm seeing Tobias Harris had a couple of those and they start complaining, looking over at Bickerstaff. He's complaining. I'm like, Pistons, you guys got a bright future, but a little more discipline on the defensive end. You guys can be much better. It's like it's a thing that drives me nuts, as I said, with when the Knicks do it. So, as a guy who lives in Detroit, if they weren't playing the Knicks, I'd be rooting for Detroit. You guys have a bright future with some of your players. Love Cade, love Duran. Eventually, you'll move on from Tim Hardaway Jr. as being a guy you rely on, and just clean it up. Clean it up, guys. Your youth is showing a little bit. Just saying, the vets came out in Game 3 and really took it to you guys. And I'm feeling good. Knicks are back in the driver's seat in the series.
Yes.
So
enough praising the Pistons. You know.
Yeah, but listen, they're putting the Knicks to the test, man. This isn't they're making the Knicks work for this. You know, I wanted to cruise. I mean, Knicks in 5. I'm still sticking with it. I think the Knicks should keep it up. I mean, I'm liking what I see. Any other positivity?
So now what didn't you like that you saw? I think we all know what it is, but go for it.
It's as simple as the Mitch Robinson only playing 16 minutes. I don't care as much about the rest of the bench. I thought Campaign was actually playing well. I'm surprised he didn't play more minutes. This was a game where Thibs was locked into those starting 5, and every time I look up at the screen, I'm like, the starters are still out there. I'm like, how much time is left? And the plus minus might say otherwise, but from the eye test, I still feel like we've been saying it all along. The biggest issue with the Knicks is kind of the defense and the rebounding. And it's because Karl-Anthony Towns is not a center. I think he can play center at times. We've seen that all year, and they're very good offensively. But
I mean, he saved when
the Pistons came back, once the Pistons start making a run to get back into the game, I just keep thinking to myself, damn, I would love it if Mitch Robinson was out there with Cat.
I would love it if a 7-footer was just standing in the middle of the paint that could stop us.
And I just feel like if and when the Knicks get to the Boston series or a Cleveland series, it's like Mitch Robinson has to play a bigger part. And I don't know if I'm kind of losing faith that Thibs is going to maximize the talent, because even with this victory and everyone playing well, I'm not, I think I could say it all year. It's been 82 games now. And I have a feeling that Thibs is going to be the coach next year. And then it's going to be another year of like, are we just going to keep getting Thibs doing Thibs, or is Thibs going to make a change? Like I'm almost fully turned on like, I don't think Thibs is the guy. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to get it out there. Like I don't want it because I know what Thibs is going to do. I'm going to be eating my words. They're going to win the series. They're going to go 7 games of Boston. Like something crazy is going to happen. Thibs is going to be just smiling in that presser, making little jokes about Brunson getting his cape or whatever he's going to say. And I'm going to be like, I want to be the guy with egg on my face. I don't know. I take it back. I'm not saying Thibs isn't the guy yet. I take it back.
But the thing that I'm, because we all know the Mitch minutes, and the thing that I'm concerned about, the only concern I have going into Game 4 is that we got the win today or last night. They're going to try to just replicate that for Game 4, and Detroit's going to make an adjustment to try to take him out of it. And there's not going to be a plan B. So it's kind of like what you saw. Like he's going to stick. He's like, oh, see, it worked this time. Are they going to have maybe just we have the talent level to just carry you through the game? but you know the Pistons are going to make some kind of adjustment on them, and it's can the Knicks do the counter because they settle into how they won a game, and they're like, oh well, let's see if we can keep doing that, and that's the only concern I have is
Yeah.
that they won't be able to adjust to an adjustment.
Yeah, and this is like the thing. It's like, and even throughout the year, it's like the Knicks won the game. That's Thibs' job to go win the
Yeah.
game, and they won, and they're up 2-1. So, is it right for us to complain that like, well, you didn't win the way we all think we should have won? Because the starting five, let's listen. Mikal Bridges 39, OG Anunoby 43, Karl Anthony Towns 41, Brunson 39, Josh Hart 41. Those are the minutes numbers. So basically, the starting five all played basically 40 minutes or more. Did they need to win that game? Like, I don't think so. Watching that game, it didn't feel like those guys needed to. And in fact, I still think that like if Mitch Robinson got more minutes, I thought Deuce and Cam and I mean Shaman played 4 minutes. That's basically nothing. So like no one talks about Kolek anymore, but would a normal coach be using more players in certain games? Like I think how many teams are in the
A
NBA?
normal coach,
Yeah, 30?
30 teams.
I think the 29 other coaches in the NBA would not play minutes the way Thibs does. Thibs does not coach like any other coach the Knicks have had in the past or any other coach in the NBA. And that's his like whole reputation. He's insane. He doesn't play bench players and he only plays starters. So like, this is that thing we always talk about. Like Thibs is gonna Thibs and he just does what he does until he just like.
Yeah, I mean, you see it in the game. Like,
And he
Cat
got
was,
the win.
if not for, Cat was on fire to start the game, but then he's the first one to come out. And that's all by design, that how he does it. He does the same rotations all the time. Deuce was the first one up to come in. Cat sits for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Then they bring in Mitch for a couple, and the Cat comes in before the end of the first quarter is over. We all know what it's going to be,
Yeah.
unless like fouls dictate certain things. But we've been saying it for years, and everyone in the Knicks Twitter universe, it's templative coaching, and that's just what he does in the first half. And in the first half, he'll mix and match sometimes, but then second half, it is the guys are just going to run. And we ran into another third quarter of doom last night. What goes on at halftime, I don't know, but
I don't know why they
it was
start
like
Mitch in the third.
It's like, yeah, you see those first. Duran had what, 6 straight, or their first like 6 points or something like that.
Yeah.
You put a body in there, and
I know.
yes, Cat showed up at the end in the fourth quarter, saved OG from a lifetime of embarrassment, and got that block on Cade to turn it around.
Yeah.
But you can't count on him doing that. That's also part of the frustrating thing. We know Cat can play defense. It's not like he's incapable of it. He just doesn't do it consistently.
He's doing his best. He's not
knows
a good defender.
He doesn't know how to. Yeah, he doesn't know how to like play sound defense for an entire game. But sometimes he knows I'm huge. I just need to stand there and put my hands in the air and wait around. You'll get a play sometimes. But it's there's not, but yeah, we can't complain too much because they did win the game.
But it just seems like thing. It's crazy that Mitch Robinson played 16 minutes and Deuce played 9 minutes. They played 25 minutes combined in a game that they were dominating. And then, like we're saying, the third quarter, it's like Duran's just dunking the ball. And it's like, why? Because we don't have a real center in. And then it's like, and if you sub him for Josh Hart, like Josh Hart isn't scoring, Mitch doesn't score. It just seems like a better player to have in there.
For what the Pistons are doing, you have to know which guy is going to benefit most from that. And it's Mitch because you see how they're playing it. So
and that's the thing. Is everyone else insane and Thibs is a mastermind? And you can look back and let's say like all of a sudden, like, Mitch Robinson did start this game and got more minutes. Then the Knicks lose. Like that seems to be what's going to happen first. This Thibs is going to make that move,
and then he's going to do his "I told you so." And
yeah,
you guys wanted to see what would happen. I was like, "That's not. It's not our fault."
I just like what we've been saying. I just think the Knicks have this one glaring issue that has been throughout the year, and that's why they can't get past the Celtics, Cavs, OKC, and why they've lost those games. And just having Mitch on the team, you saw that when they played Boston. Like how, I mean, that game went to overtime and they should have won the game. In my opinion, we've been through that. So the having Mitch Robinson helps the Knicks so much. And you saw in this game, like when Mitch was in and he's playing with Cat, you love it. So I finally given in to like, okay, maybe, Mitch doesn't have to start, but I still, the minute structure that Thibs is rolling out in a game like this, where all of the starting 5 guys play 40 minutes, just seems like not the right decision. Like I don't know.
But hey, we're not the coach. I don't,
Yeah, so
what
we
do we
just have
know?
to live with it. That was my only negative of the whole game. Where like, why? And it seems like always, especially these Tibbs seems to do this. Tell me if I'm wrong, but in a kind of like, I want to win this game badly. I'm just not. Tibbs goes into fuck my bench. Pardon my French. Like I'm just going with my starters. I feel like Tibbs feels the most comfortable. He gets a little antsy when there's bench guys in all the time. But then when they go in and campaign starts going off or Deuce goes off, he'll leave them in. Then he's like, oh, I feel good. Like it's not an all the time thing, but if you don't give him the opportunity, I don't know. Thinking about Tibbs and how he chooses players and the minutes makes me insane. It makes my head spin. Like I just don't get it. And I never will. And this is why I always say I'm going to leave it alone, but then I don't leave it alone. I talk about it on the podcast, and then I go nuts. And I do this to myself. We're all doing it to ourselves. I don't know. Anyway, so do you feel we got the momentum back? Like you're feeling good now? Like, do you think game 2 we won't see that again? Are you a little nervous that game 2 version of the Knicks could show up?
I mean, I think it's more Detroit's going to come out a little desperate in game 4. So they just have to be able to handle that. And I got to give, those kudos to the guys following through on what they said they needed to do. Like Jalen Brunson said he has to get the other guys more involved. He had 7 points in the first half.
Yep,
or something crazy like that. Or maybe it was the first quarter. But
9 assists and 7 rebounds.
Yeah, like he wasn't doing a lot in the first half because everyone else got involved. He kind of let the game come to him and
took 20 shots.
And then down the stretch, he was there for us. Josh Hart, he stopped himself a couple times from arguing with the refs and trying to get guys to be like, calm down. We don't need to be doing any of this, all this extra yapping and all this stuff. So, Cat showed up. He said, he's not gonna go scoreless in the fourth quarter again. And how much did he have? 27
points?
Yeah.
He had 31.
Oh, 31. All right.
Cat had 31 and 8.
So yeah, everyone did what they needed to do. Going into game, I said the only worry I have going into game 4 is that the Pistons adjust and the Knicks don't. The Knicks don't adjust to that adjustment.
Yeah.
So, but again, we've said the Knicks are the more talented team. They can keep saying Cade's the best player on the floor, but if you look top to bottom, again, he's not. The Pistons aren't playing that well.
No, they're not that good.
They're not in this game if Tim Hardaway Jr. doesn't go 7 for 7 from 3 and Dennis Schroeder deciding, oh, I'm not going to miss. No one else really does much. So it's like, and Cade's going to get his 20 points, but talent-wise, the Knicks just are a more talented team. So
it's not even close.
On and off night, they should be able to still win. That's what they were doing a lot of the season, was like they're winning games off of this. So now when they're making those changes and utilize, it's one thing to have the talent, but you just have to utilize them properly, which is the issue we were having with Thibs. He's not using them right. So
that was the beauty of last game too, is that if the Knicks play the way they played in game 3, they're going to win every game. Moving the ball, everyone moving off the ball, spreading the ball around, dishing and swishing. I mean, that's the Knicks team that we need to see throughout the playoffs. Now, it's a little bit different, specifically against Detroit. I just don't think they have enough talent. So to compete with that. The sharing of the ball movement, it was beautiful. They just keep doing that. Now, I think when you go up against better teams, it's a little bit more complex than that. Where that's where I think Thibs has really got to put his, I would say, his coaching pants on and
Coaching pants, put them
really
on.
get out there.
Get those Levi's ready to go.
And so even after watching that game, I don't see the Knicks reverting back to what happened in game 2 or game 1 for that matter. I think the way OG and Mikal played too, and just, I mean, 13 shots for Bridges, OG 17, Towns 18, Brunson 20, like, love it. That's what we got to keep seeing. So if they can just focus on that, and the way OG and Mikal were playing off, it was just beautiful. It was all great. I think it blows my mind that game 2 even happened. Like you were saying, like, what are you guys talking about at halftime? Like, I don't, it's just crazy that they couldn't make
they
any
don't talk
adjustments in
about
that
anything.
game.
It's just
Yeah.
like, let's just keep going.
I just think they completely outmatched them. And now maybe, game 4, maybe, you see some more bench stuff and, it's just so crazy game to get. I mean, we forget, like, game 1, the Knicks won because of campaign, and now he's like barely playing. It's just
that's the plus.
so I don't know.
All you just need to have one hot game, and if you get a win, you get a win. So
yeah,
let's hope it's going to be an earlier one on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's going to be noon here. I don't know if B Dubs is open that early, but maybe I'll go McDonald's. I don't know.
Ooh,
Gotta see
Sunday.
what my
Sunday funny. Got to think about something.
Get some nuggets. We'll see.
But yeah, I'm feeling. We'll put out get Let's Talk picks. We didn't do one last game, and honestly, mine would have been just Knicks money line, man. Love the and just I mean, Brunson scoring 30 points in the playoffs just seems like a sure thing as any. So listen, good win, game 4, Sunday at 1. If the Knicks can keep this up, I mean, let's close out. Let's close this thing out. Let's get game 4, man. You got anything else? Anything else on your mind before we go?
No, not really.
Okay. Well,
trying to decide on what jersey to rock
on game day.
On game day, yeah. Because I wore the T-shirt instead. I had all the jerseys were in the dryer, but I don't have a lot of T-shirts. Yeah, we're kind of. I got this OG. T-shirts. I got a Randall. I'm not wearing that. I got an Obi. Maybe I'll wear the Starks. I got a vintage
game 4
Starks T-shirt. Game 4.
I like it. Number 3. I mean, number 3 also.
Always.
Joshy. Joshy. Do people call him Joshy? Can I call him Joshy? Jalen, Joshy, and I don't know. All right, listen. This has been episode 85 of the Let's Talk Knicks podcast. We'll talk to you next time.